Goodbye, yellow brick road. Hey, I am Chuck the bureaucrat, and you've probably heard me say that your first day in the Army is also your first day of getting out of the Army. And whether you do 40 years or just a single tour, every single one of us is going to have to transition out of the military. So as you move through your military career, there's a number of issues that it benefits all of us to keep in mind. And today, what I want to do is I want to talk about the stark differences between a military career progression and the life that waits on the other side. While you're in uniform, the military's up or out policy tends to push you along a career path. It's not exactly a yellow brick road that paves a path from the recruiter's office to the retirement parade field, but it does have lots of checkpoints and milestones and decision points. And not only is the path laid out, but you're surrounded by cohorts who are going through the same thing. You got people a couple years ahead of you, you got your own year group, and then you've got folks a couple years behind you. That provides a vibrant community of peers to learn from. But when you start your military transition, you are going to step off that yellow brick road, and you're never going to have as clear a way forward again. It's like the yellow brick road just dead ends in the middle of a thick forest with all these branching trails, and you have to pick which path is the right one for you. That's the contrast that I want to prepare you for. And the number one way to be prepared is to understand that it's coming. The second way to prepare is that while there's an infinite number of different options available to you, there's some pretty broad general categories you can think about. And just taking some time to puzzle out which major category is most interesting to you, well, that can be a big help. The way I think about it, basically, you can become a government employee, a non-government employee, or a gentleman of leisure. You might say, well, what if I want to be a government contractor? Well, that's just a branch off the non-government employees. What if I want to teach high school? Well, that's a branch off of government employee. You can break this down as much as you like. But usually, when I'm introducing this to a live audience, a number of people have started to hone in on that idea of a gentleman of leisure. How do I get that? Well, we can talk about that later, but for now, this leads us to the third thing you can do to get ready for when you stumble off the yellow brick road. You're going to find lots of people who miss the camaraderie of their military time, but you won't find many people who regret the choices they made about the paths they followed in their post-military employment. See, that's the big magic about your military transition. The freedom to make your own choices about your path counterbalances any loss that you might experience for giving up that clear yellow brick road. And now, go watch this video to see how approaching the end of the yellow brick road affects some of your coworkers.